What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your boy, Lil Black Mario, and I'm back at it again with another new series. So the new series I'm writing today is called Wolverine's Unfinished Business. So what inspired me to write this series is these two comics. So the first comic is Wolverine's Revenge. So this one is the one with Colossus and Wolverine. So essentially what's going on is Asteroid M, which is from Magneto, it crashed and hit planet Earth. And when it crashed and hit Earth, it kind of threw the whole world into disarray, and Wolverine, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, Nick Fury, and a couple of like shield agents, they're trying to try to save the world as much as they can. So they try to get like this seed fusion reactor to try to help keep heat power so that way people can survive. And the second comic is, it's kind of like a tie-in, so they're both called Wolverine's Revenge, but this one is the first issue, which is this one, and this one is the second issue. So what I want to bring you guys today is episode 1. So in episode 1 of what I have for you guys is essentially, it opens up where it's Wolverine and he's traveling in the savannah and the savage lands, essentially, and he comes across this tribe which are called the Zebra Children, which is kind of like people who, it was a group that kind of was a part of society, and then they kind of got shunned out, and then they kind of made a own group, own name for themselves, and then they kind of went to back to the not caveman ways, but kind of like the hunter ways. So you get a cutscene of that, and you get a cutscene of Wolverine. He's in kind of like the Antarctic, and he's fighting this big T-Rex dinosaur. And when he's fighting this T-Rex dinosaur, he's approached by Nick Fury and these shield agents. And they're like, hey, we need you for this mission. We're trying to get the world back together. So then after that, what I have is that when he takes them back to the helicarrier, so in this scene, what's essentially happening is all of the helicarriers that are left from the explosion of Asteroid M, they're all in the sky, so there's only 3 of them left. There were about 30 of them. Now, after the explosion hit, there's only 3 of them left. So now, when they're in the helicarrier, you see Nick Fury, Wolverine, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, and these 3 shield agents, and they're all huddled around together, and they're all talking about what the plans are next to try to save the world as much as they can. So in the second scene, what you have is that Wolverine, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, and Nick Fury, they're all talking about what happened with Asteroid M. So they're discussing hey, Asteroid M hit, Magneto died, and after that, it kind of threw Eastern Europe and kind of that part in disarray. So after that, what I have is that he's talking about who's behind this all, because they're hey, there has to be somebody behind this. And Nick Fury is telling them hey, this mission is essentially not a mission where you see it in regular Marvel movies where they're going to just come out of nowhere. They're going to fight this big grand villain and then they're going to save the day. No, this mission is they're trying to save the world. They're trying to put it back together. So what you have next is he's discussing this new villain called Mastermind. So Mastermind is essentially a villain where he's mastered all the 5 senses. So he's mastered touch, taste, things like that, and he can essentially make you believe that you're in a place where you're not. So essentially, you could be drowning, but you're not really, or you could be on fire, but you're not really. You know what I'm saying? He got his powers on that level, but he's not a Omega level mutant. So he's not a person that's on the level of say Charles Xavier or Magneto. So what I have is that in the backstory of Mastermind, his name is Jason Wingard, and essentially he was a mutant that essentially was shunned out from society, and now he's kind of taking his revenge on society, and he has this group called the Brotherhood of Evil. And in the Brotherhood of Evil, it's Cyclops, Omega Red, Sabretooth, and Deadpool. And essentially he's using them to try to kill off the heroes that are left and try to stop them from messing with his plans. So on the third scene, what I have is that I have all the heroes, they're on the helicarrier, and essentially they're going to embark on this mission. And as they embark on this mission, they're hey, this mission has to be a success. We have to survive. There's no reason why we can't, not be successful in this mission. So the ending scene of what I have is that after they all discuss, after they all know what they're going to do and essentially what the plan is going to be, they all jump out the helicarrier and they're going into this place where they're going to get the cold fusion reactor, and they're stopped by the villains.